At the T-minus 3-minute mark, tape recorders on board the spacecraft were turned on. These recorders record both voice and data. Now building up to 7.7 million pound lift thrust. And we have a liftoff. Moving back. The Saturn V lifting off of power.
This is WOMM LP operating out of Burlington, Vermont. 105.9 The Radiator. It is The Rocket Shop. I'm your host, Tom Proctor, and with me tonight is Spunhouse. How is it going, guys?
Really good, man. Great to be here.
Great. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Do you want to first of all just go around and introduce yourselves? There is only one microphone I can see, so if you'd like to lean in to that microphone. Oh, there's some mics behind. Thank you, Bob. So if you want to go around and introduce yourselves.
Cool. I'm Jack Karen.
I'm Jake Poskus.
I'm John Humes.
And that's Jeff Wilson.
Wonderful. All the J's. I like it. Well, we usually kick it off with a song. So would you like to introduce this song and tell us maybe a little bit of background about it and then take it away?
Cool. Yeah. So this first song is called Sam's Good News. I was out camping in southern Vermont, spending some time in the woods, really having just a real spiritual experience with that. And I, on the way back, I picked up a newspaper, and the local paper was called Sam's Good News. And I thought, if that isn't the name of a song, then this story wouldn't exist.
Well, take it away. Sam's Good News.
Ready?
Well, nature comes in patterns, and willow trees all sigh. I've seen a lot of blues on the mountaintop. I've seen a lot of greens in your eye. Midnight moon rays come to play on the pink clouded powdered sky. My thumb is pointed down the road. I'm hoping to find the ride. Well, nobody plans to live life fast. Every night is still somebody's last. And while today is within your grasp, make it one that you stand by forever. What you can
Sam's Good News by Spunhouse there. Obviously, that was great, guys.
Hey, thanks, man.
Thank you.
So, I'm going to be honest with you, I could not find a lot about you online, so this is going to be a pretty fresh interview. What I did find is you guys been together for about a year, is that about right?
With this lineup, actually, yeah. Spunhouse has been around for about 3 years now.
Okay.
Our first guitarist is no longer playing with us. He moved away, and then our first and second drummer moved away, but now it's pretty much just been a rotating lineup of who we hang out with as friends, and because when we hang out, we play music, so this is Spunhouse now.
Nice. And has it always been 4 members, or has it kind of fluctuated up and down?
It was 5 for a while.
Yeah, there was
We
a
had a keyboardist at one point.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
we've had a lot of different instruments sit in at different points, too, for a lot of shows, but
Jeff actually played mandolin with us for a
yeah,
while.
he's a great mandolin
Back
player.
when we had another drummer.
Oh, nice. So plans to add more or take anyone away, or is it kind of just the...
Yeah, we're getting rid of Jake.
Yeah, I'm done.
Jake's done.
Shipping me out.
We didn't know how to tell him. Thanks for
Oh,
segueing
yeah,
that for us.
it's what I'm here for.
Good place to
I'm great at firing musicians. So it's been around for about 3 years, this iteration for about a year now. And how did you guys meet all in the first place? You said it's kind of like who you hang around with, but, you know, where does this friendship group originate from?
Well, I lived with Jack freshman year of college, which was a great time. And then we kind of parted ways a little bit. And then about a year later, I woke up one morning with band practice at 3 p.m. written on my arm. So I showed up to my new friend Connor's room, and we started Spunhouse that next day. And this is what we've been doing since.
You're lucky that was real instructions rather than a hilarious prank.
Yeah, in a big way, we sort of formed because when we first got to college, we just hung out with everyone that wanted to jam, and we would jam all the time. And then eventually, the most talented members of that jam group were like, "We're gonna be a band now," and they're called Seed. They still play, and so it was kind of us left over that still like jamming. And then after a while, we're like, "Hey, man, like let's come up with a name and like write a song or something. Like let's keep doing this," because it had just been a group of people to play with, and we were like, well, if they can play shows, we can play shows. Let's make a band.
Are you guys like rivals now, or is there some animosity between the two groups?
Yeah.
We're all still friends.
We play shows at their house a lot, and so no, more like openers.
Okay. And I do see you play a fair amount around town. Have you guys got any big plans for the summer? What do you guys look like in terms of booking at the moment?
Right now, I think the next thing we have on our plate is all the bands at St. Mike's are putting together a Grateful Dead set that we're gonna play. Each take like 3-4 songs, do some like collaboration here and there with the other bands and the members all playing different times. But that'll be really cool. And then
Battle of the Bands for Planned Parenthood as well. We're doing Battle of the Bands for Planned Parenthood, I believe the 4th of April, right? Or are we the 5th?
we're the 4th.
For the 4th.
No, we're not. We're the 5th.
Okay, 5th at Monkey House. And all proceeds go to Planned Parenthood, and winners get a slot in the Waking Windows. So if we win that by some miracle, we're gonna play Waking Windows.
Oh, wonderful! Well, we do love Waking Windows here. We've had Perry in a couple of times, and we've had a few bands that are going to be playing that gig. So do wish you guys the best of luck, because I mean I love Waking Windows. It's a great showcase of local talent in Burlington. Are you guys planning on going regardless?
Well,
Yeah, definitely. There's so many good bands.
yeah, of course.
We live, I mean, we go to St. Mike's, so it's walk down the hill, which is
Okay.
awesome. So we can just hoof it down in the morning and see music all day. It's just not something. I mean, even if it gets sold out, we'll still probably sit outside and listen. Like it's so awesome.
Right, it's a brilliant showcase of Burlington talent. And St. Mike's, we've had quite a few bands come in to the studio from St. Mike's. Is it a relatively musical college? Is there something?
For sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's like right now we have like at least 4 active like on-campus bands, and we've had a lot of ones in the past that have gotten really popular in the Burlington local scene, like Cosmosis Jones and Seven Leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And also like it was what attracted me to the college in the first place. I actually went to a different school my freshman year, and like I knew St. Mike's had Turtle Underground, which was you know all the bands in like one group mind, and I had gone to a school that didn't have any kind of on-campus music at all, so like I find it to be really mind-blowing how much people really care about playing music and like starting shows and everything, jamming.
Do you think it's a St. Mike's kind of mentality, or do you find this across all the universities around Vermont?
I think the DIY scene across the board is really strong. There's a lot of awesome bands out of Champlain right now, and a lot of our good friends playing bands at UVM. I think that something that's a little different about the St. Mike's scene is because we're not in that Burlington area, we're sort of isolated on our own little island, that we get to know each other, I think, a lot better than is really possible when you have a city where
Yeah.
there's all these people living in. So, you know, the campus is only so big. You're going to hear the music if people are playing music half the time, so you can show up where it is. And we've gotten really close to all those other bands. We all like lend each other equipment, and usually half the crowds at our shows are our friends in bands. So we go see them, they go see us, and there's a lot of cool like collaboration that goes on there.
Now, is it called Turtle City? Sorry, did I get that right?
Turtle Underground.
Turtle Underground. I did hear that is that kind of got shut down and then kind of got brought back again in a new iteration. How's that going now? This is a few months ago that I heard about this.
Yeah, so the original space for Turtle Underground, that building is no longer in use by the college, so that was kind of rough to lose that. There were so many great memories there, and we had such a great environment and community that formed around that space, but the club never really wavered. We've still been around and playing music since then. We were given a new spot in the Student Center that we've made some great shows happen in, but this coming year we're moving to an even cooler space out by the townhouses in this kind of like floor-to-ceiling window
It's a
middle.
glorified foyer in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, kind of looks like a greenhouse almost too, but
Freestanding foyer.
so that'll be cool. We're leaving, so we won't be there to see it, but John will
I
be able
will
to
be.
take
be around.
advantage of that and make that a really cool space as well. But yeah, Turtle in the spirit has never wavered.
Right.
Luckily.
And John, are you looking to find another band to kind of jam out with once these guys have all left?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of already working with a couple of guys who I think we're gonna do some pretty cool stuff. Probably a little bit more like progressive rock angling than the stuff that Spunhouse plays, but it should be really fun. I'll be around.
All right. Well,
sure.
be sure to come back in again when you've got
Yeah, definitely.
those bands kind of sorted. I think it's about time for another song. So yeah, if you'd like to introduce it once again.
This next song we wrote with our original guitarist. It was the first song we ever wrote, so it's pretty sentimental to us and most of our friends and fans who come. We play it about every time, so they definitely know it by now. It's called the Futon Song, and it's about this couch that Jack still has after a few years now. It's very gross.
What are those futons that everyone slept on?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And nobody should have, because it's just mystery like all of it's just, you wouldn't trust it, but it's the best because it's, I don't know, it's symbolic of everyone being like, well, I mean, I need a place to sleep, so it'll do.
Fantastic. All right. Well, take it away.
I'm just a youngin' looking for a spot to have some fun in. If you'd like to keep up with me, I suggest you get to running off and stunted while I'm hanging around or jumping with the Spunyons. While I'm bumping, my eyes look like I've been cutting up an onion, or I'm squinting. I'm bumming cigarettes in front and hugging all the drunkards like they're family or something. All the fluffheads love it when I drop a little dump just to go, and then run it with the bass line thumping, and then oh no, well now we're all a little spun. I've gotta work up in the morning, so it's over. I'll be hung, and all I need is a little seed and a cigarette to bum, and I'll be fine to do it all again tomorrow night like nothing. And I know all my friends are passed out on my couch. All of our good times are close to run now. I've still got this smile on my face. I may not be able to move right now, but at least I found my place. up a doobie if you wanna come over and light it. I will join the revolution. We'll run and start a riot if you come at us to try to tell us that we should play our music quiet. I don't buy it, but if you need the vibe, then we'll supply it. I've been living in my kitchen now, and jam has been my diet. Oh, and I get all the energy you see inside, but I'm still far too high and tired to be seen between my eyelids. And I know all my friends are passed out on my couch. All of our good times are close to running out. I've still got this smile on my face. I may not be able to move right now, but at least I found my place. You've gotta go if you wanna feel a tingle from your fingers to your toes. Raise the roof and shingles, feel it jingle in your bones. And when the music hits, jingle and go. Lose all control, cause it's the Spunhouse. Come on in and kick the towel back. Matter of fact, here go crack a beer, I've got the flour packed. It starts kind of tart, it gets sweeter than a Sour Patch. Lose it to the music and poof, go let the hours pass. All my friends are passed out on my couch. All of our good times are close to running out. I've still got this smile on my face. May not be able to move right now, but at least I found my place.
All right, Spunhouse there with a futon song. So, as a jam band, how does the creation of a song kind of come about? Because a lot of other musicians, they'll go away and they'll write something and they'll kind of bring it to the group. Whereas as a jam band, do you kind of just jam and then the words come naturally? How does this work?
So they all kind of come about a little differently. like with Futon's song, me and my friend Connor, who we started this band with Jake, we had just been jamming on this similar-ish progression for a while, and then he was like, that could be a song. And I was like, you may be right, it could be a song. What would the song be about? And we were sitting on a futon, and he looked down, he's like, could be about a futon. I was like, could be about a futon. So that one came about like there, and then a lot of them are, I write out words, but I'm not as good at writing the music, so I'll write a bunch of words out and be like, what do you think this would feel like as far as the music goes? And then these guys will be like, this is that, because it makes more sense to them, I think, a lot of the time.
Yeah, and I would say like when we're jamming too, like during a song, I haven't had too much input on like the actual writing of the songs because I kind of joined when a lot of them were established, and we learned like one song I had written a while ago, but we haven't taught it to Jeff yet. So, but I kind of take like a bigger role in like creative input with like the jams, and we kind of just like go for like variation of dynamics and everything to make it like interesting while still like staying on the same chords. And like I think it's almost like a testament to like a band's talent to be able to make 4 chords interesting for 5+ minutes.
We'd love to be able to do that someday.
I agree. I concur.
Yeah, I play the drums.
See, all right, you talked, man. I don't want to hear it after.
Good input from Jeff there. So in general, kind of, you're the lyricist on this one, and then everyone else comes together and crafts a song around it.
Yeah, that's how some of them have come about. Yeah, and sometimes it's, like I know with one of our songs, Sidewalks, that was chords that I picked words to fit for it. So it really, whenever there's kind of a little click of like, that could be a song, and then it's like, well, let's make the rest of the song and find out. And there's a bunch of those that we've done that with that never became songs, even though they're fully all together. They just were never like stamped with approval. Like there's one about like a family living inside a toaster, and it's from the perspective of the house and the people in the toaster, and it was awesome. And then I don't know, we just never did it. It was such a good, we were so excited about it. Yeah, well, maybe I forgot it though. Yeah, that'd be cool.
So most of the songs kind of whimsical and abstract like that?
That one, so yes and no. The next one we're gonna play starts with the line, I'm not one for writing songs that ever meant a thing. So yes, we kind of a lot of times fall in with that like somewhat meaningless and kind of goofy lyrics of a jam band. That's kind of the cliche, but other times it's the whole point of the song is to see how many rhymes I can come up with for similar things. So none of them are particularly substantial, but sometimes the lyrics are like the song Oranges and Porridge was a song about how many times I could think of words that rhymes with orange.
And Jack is selling himself a bit short on the creativity there. Like, we are very whimsical with the lyrics, or I guess Jack is. But if you listen deep into the songs, every once in a while, you're going to hear a little gold mine, like, right in there. I swear, it's great. It's great. Like, I don't even know most of the words to all the songs, and I'll just be listening while we're playing, and I'm like, wow, you really just said that? I had no idea. It's a pretty cool concept, especially having someone solely in creative control of lyrics. Which is, like, fine. I'm sure if anybody else came up with lyrics, he'd sing them. But he's pretty good.
Some
Thanks, man.
hidden depths in Spunhouse.
Yeah.
And how? So you guys are really hitting the jam rock kind of genre hard. What's your kind of history in terms of music? Have you guys ever played any other kind of? I mean, you're talking about being involved in a prog rock kind of band. So are you guys primarily in the kind of 70s, 60s kind of hippie vibes, or have you guys kind of, some of you branch out and do jazz or something?
I think we should just each blurb a little bit. Yeah. I personally, I haven't really played in bands before coming to like college, coming to St. Mike's, because
this is all our first band.
no one. I had one for like, a short-lived one for a while, but it was because like no one in my town really played anything. Unfortunately, I'm from Connecticut, and but I've been like listening to pretty much everything, like punk. I started with punk and Dave Grohl, Foo Fighters, Nirvana, all that stuff, and AC/DC was all like all the 70s classic rock, and like and then I got into like Fish and Humphreys and McGee and other jam bands when I was like 16, and then I've kind of since then like branched out very widely. I listened to a ton of jazz, like even a little bit of classical, like every kind of rock from 50s through today, psychedelic 60s rock, 80s hair metal, everything. Love it all.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been playing in bands since I was in high school. I'm a little older than these folks, like a year older.
Yeah.
But I just moved up here and met these dudes. So I've been I play the mandolin mostly, so some bluegrass folk stuff, as well as the indie rock kind of thing. But I love the Dead, love jamming out. So it's kind of new for me on the drums, but I'm enjoying it a lot. And I think a jam band is the best way to go about your first time drumming in a band, because it's pretty loose and I can have a lot of fun with it. So
Right.
So I didn't play bass. I'm Jake. I play the bass. I didn't play bass or guitar before sophomore year of college, really. I played violin for 12 years in like school bands and orchestras and whatnot. But I don't know. I always kind of wanted to be in a band. My uncle was in metal bands, so I was kind of into metal as a kid. And then I got into the jam scene coming up here. And like Jeff said, like if your first band, if you're looking for something, pick a jam band, because you're gonna learn your instrument and do whatever the heck you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also, before Spunhouse, I knew open chords on an acoustic guitar, and I played some folk and blues music, but never really, I definitely couldn't play the guitar, I wouldn't say that. And so me and Jake learned our instruments through starting a band, and we're just like, it didn't matter because neither of us was better, so neither of us was pulling each other back, and eventually we just got a feel for jamming and figuring out where each other are going. And so we've done the Spunhouse thing, and I've been into like punk music for most of my life until I got to college, and I was into punk and like backpack rap and like just kind of like stonery skatery music that's kind of more laid back. And then I got here and found like jam music and found the DIY punk scene and just started going to shows every week. And this is such a concentration of great musicians in one city that every night you can go and see somebody that you either have heard of or haven't heard of, and they'll blow your mind. So getting to see live music here is what made us, or at least me and Jake, want to play, because it's like, wow, this is such a cool world that we are only a part of from this one side. Like, we should try to make some music.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about making music, you guys got plans to get down into the recording studio at some point?
So this is the first time anything of ours has really ever been recorded. We've been playing live shows for 2.5 years now and have just never recorded anything because the whole...
I have a bunch of voice memo recordings.
Yeah. We have a lot of like 3-hour voice memo recordings from like house shows and like bar venues and clubs, but like nothing that we ever recorded intentionally to record. And I think part of that just came from the jam band mentality of everything we do is kind of a one-off, spontaneous. Like, we don't write set lists before shows, even if it's 3-4 hours. They just kind of happen, and so it really just comes from a place of laziness. That's all it is.
So honesty there.
It's way easier to just show up and play a show than it is to sit down and record something.
Right. Is there any other venues in town that you'd like to be playing at this moment in time?
Yeah. So when we started the band, we wanted to play on stage at Nectar's one time, just because of the cultural significance. But we've realized over time that some of the DIY stuff can be a lot more fun, and so we're hoping to work with places like Gloom Garden and Jim's Basement, all these cool things, because that seems like where it's really at, where you have that freedom. Yeah, we still do want to go to Nectar's, but Mr. Nectar, if you're listening, Spunhouse.
Unfortunately, Mr. Nectar no longer owns Nectar's.
Oh, well, maybe he'll want to hang out then. If you're listening to us up still.
I'm sure he is.
Well, we got about time for one more song.
Sweet.
So before you guys go, please plug whatever you've got in terms of social media or anywhere people can catch and find out when your next gig is.
Yeah, we're on Instagram at Spunhouse is just okay. We're also on Facebook, but that's just Spunhouse. And we're also on the sidewalk. Oh wait,
you do have a Twitter, not very active Twitter.
So our former keyboard player still runs that Twitter, and no one else ever knew the password. So I wonder if he's writing like "Take me back." I'm just kidding.
You should just have him be the manager.
Yeah, he should be our manager. The Scanager. He called himself. His name is Scan. He called himself the Scanager for a while, but he gave himself that title. But yeah, we're gonna do that St. Mike's Dead set coming up. We're also playing at that Battle of the Bands for Planned Parenthood at Monkey House, and check out our friends bands No Dolphins and Seed. They're always playing around. They're awesome, and thanks for having us.
No worries. Thank you guys so much for coming in, and best of luck to you with Battle of the Bands, and I'll either see you on stage at Waking Windows or I'll see you in the crowd.
Cool, man. Thank you.
No worries. Would you like to introduce your last song?
Yeah, this is Oranges and Porridge.
All right.
There were bottle rockets popping on the hot top like pop rocks, non-stop flopping on that magic rabbit stopwatch. Stop, drop, and roll slow until the clock stops. Griddles dribbling right in the middle of a crock pot. Well, I like my oranges with porridge. It's enormously historic how I forage in the forest. I go pick up new petunias to sell them to my florist, who dolphinitely feeds them to his hungry brontosaurus. Here's the porpoise. Everybody love your neighbor. When talking to adults, be on your best behavior. Be a rock and roller, be a jock, or be a raver. But find the thing you love and let the rest come later. Oh, now turn around and find the one you love and hit a pub and burn it down. Tell your friends you love them while you can and they're around. You're at home visiting your hometown. Some people like apples, some make lemonade. If you ask me, the best recipe is a big bowl of porridge with a slice or two of orange stirred around for 7 days. Some people grapple with how we all were made. Some can see that our destiny has still yet to be decided, so we've got to go and rest with the next dumb escapade. To cure the news, be sure to do the worst thing that occurs to you, 'cause words can hurt and murder, to disturb those that may misconstrue. When bishops heard the call, all of the ministers were pissed at you. The fifth child of the fall walked down the hall into the vestibule, while chameleons were climbing across the desert just to find a mate. Hibernate the time of day to find a little hideaway, blindly glamming sideways over diamond-studded driveway. One drug by defying a cure to soothe the trying day. Some people like apples, some make lemonade. You ask me, the best recipe is a big bowl of porridge with a slice or two of orange stirred around for 7 days. Some people grapple with how we all remain. Some can see that our destiny has all yet to be decided. The next dumb escapade.
All right, Spunhouse, guys. Thank you so much once again for coming in tonight.
Thanks again, man.
appreciate it.
Nice to meet you.
You two guys too. Best of luck to you all.
Appreciate that.
Next week we have got Garlor DeWald and Homebrew. That's a 105.9 The Radiator. Catch us again. This has been The Rocket Shop. I am your host, Tom Proctor. And until next week, goodbye.